Welcome to Aaron's Review. If you don't know, I am watching every film that's nominated for an Oscar this year. And that's over 30 films, so I've got a lot of work to do, got a lot to get in, and then I'm going to review it. And then you can watch and see if this film is for you or not for you, and find out if it's for me or not for me. And today we are kinda reviewing The Substance. Now I say kinda, because I already did. If you don't know, I had a whole 31 Days of Horror, where I watched a bunch of horror films and posted it here. So I'm going to try to link it. I don't know if I know how to do all that yet, but let's see if I do. I'm going to try to link that video here so you can see my review then that I did in October. So today, since I've already done my 1 minute review for it, and I've already done my 1 minute summary of the film to see if you like it, if it's a film for you, I thought today I would just stick to my erroneous thoughts. If you don't know, I have a segment called Erroneous Thoughts. My name is Aaron, and it's just an erroneous thought I have that's inspired by the film or about the film that I'm watching or about the Oscars in relation to the film. And that's kind of where my erroneous thought's going to be. Before we begin, I wanted to say this film was for me. It was way for me. I've already bought it. I've watched it many times. It was literally for me. Like I feel like it was written for me. This is like totally my kind of film. What about women? Feminism? Cool. About ageism? Yes. About our culture and relation to that? Yes. Horror? Check. Body horror? Kind of love that. Camp? Yes, please. Comedy mixed with drama, mixed with suspense. It has it all for me. For me. So yes, this was a for me. I want to talk about the Oscars and horror. And I want to go through the 5 nominations that The Substance is up for and kind of break it down. Have a little breakdown session with you about this. Because this is a monumental moment. We should talk about this. Horror really does not get represented. Comedy really does not get represented. And I think this is a comedy. I mean, it's obviously got poignant things to say, but so comedies can have poignant things to say. This is a campy film in many great ways. It's magical realism for sure. Let's get started. The first nomination I want to talk about is Best Picture. This is huge. Horror does not get nominated. Actually, to be honest, a lot of alternative films do not get nominated for Best Picture, but horror specifically, right? It's typically set aside for dramas, does not get nominated. So for The Substance to be nominated is huge. When I reviewed this back in October, I didn't think that the critics were going to love it as hard as they did, and they did. And then maybe go like, wow, what's happening? It feels like they're saying changing with what is deemed worthy of accolades. And I did not think it would make it this far. I'm so happy it made it this far, and it's now up for Best Picture at the Oscars. I think it's not going to win. I think it's very far from that. The nomination is the award for it. This is a huge step. I can remember when we wanted The Dark Knight to be nominated for Best Picture and it didn't make the top 5. And from that, they made it like a top 8, top 10, because more different kinds of alternative films that aren't directly dramas needed to be nominated. So this is a huge step, huge moment. This film is not for everybody. I want to say that. It's not for everybody. Like how Wicked is for everyone, this one is not. It is for people who just get it. And it's okay if you don't get it. It doesn't make you like not smart or not with it, or whatever. It's just not for you, and that's beautiful. That's fine. It has a lot to say in like really campy, ridiculous ways. So that's not your vibe. It's not your vibe, and if it's done through horror, which if horror's not your vibe, then you're really whoa. I don't know if this is for you. Let's go on to director. I did not think it was going to get in there. I'm so happy. Females very rarely get into directing. It's happening more and more. They very rarely get into this category. This is awesome. This is another huge moment for the Oscars, for women, for horror. The fact that it's directed by a woman in horror, so like this is just doesn't happen, and it's happening. So very happy about that, and Coralie Farge deserves it. The visuals in this, the acting in this, the turns it takes in it, handled so welly, handled so well. It's due to her. So it's deserved. Just didn't think that the Oscars would do it, and I'm proud of them. Our baby's growing up, doing different things. Best Actress. It's happened. I love Demi Moore. I've loved Demi Moore. I remember being a little kid and remembering that she was the highest paid actress and it was for striptease. People being livid. I remember the Vanity Fair. People being livid about her being naked with her baby bump. She's always pushing the boundaries for women over ridiculous things, in my opinion, like over her body. Like she's a beautiful woman, and I think that she was judged so harshly because of that and wasn't allowed into certain demographics of films. I don't know how to say that, but a certain circle. And then was kind of, as she got older, was basically pushed out. I remember when she had her comeback for Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. I was so excited, so happy, and I already love Charlie's Angels. So, and I remember people being like, kind of calling her old in her 40s. I think she was like, it was just wild and how good she looked for being 40. People are always commenting on her body and commenting on her looks versus what she's hilarious. She's got chops. And it just felt like after that, no one really gave her a chance. And I just remember really throughout after that, like just rooting for her to like hit again. And I'm so sad it's taken this long, angry it's taken this long, but so happy that it is. Her Golden Globes acceptance speech was so moving. I am rooting for her to win this. This is the one I want to win. I've seen 4 out of the 5 films. I still haven't seen I'm Still Here, so I will. And but out of all of them, they're all great. Anyone could win, I pretty much, and I'd be pretty much happy. But this is the one that's like, she's so good in it. It's like over the top ridiculous. It's subtle. I want subtle acting to win, and then it gets ridiculous and is not so subtle. So it's like hills and valleys. And to watch kind of a campier role win would be awesome. I think that it's deserved. The best original screenplay. This is where I feel like it has its biggest shot besides actors to win something. It would be really nice to see this win for best original screenplay because it's something very different. If we want to talk about original, I don't think there's really I know what they mean by original. It's not like adapted from something. Like it's an idea coming from someone, not like from an outside source. There's no original idea anymore, right? Everything's been done, but this is a pretty original concept of how to do something a little differently. Which I think that it's a hot or cold thing, right? Either you love it or you hate it, which I prefer that kind of art. So yeah, this might be it. Or best makeup. It could really win it there because Monstro Lizasu, you are my hero. I think we all are a little Monstro Lizasu. The best makeup is a win for her, and she needs a win, right? She needs a win out of any of these women. I'm sad that Margaret Qualley didn't get nominated, but I also understand why she didn't get nominated for that role because I don't know if it has hills and valleys that they seek for these kinds of things. But she probably has there probably also thinks she has a future of other films and all that. But yeah, if you haven't seen The Substance, I would love you to see The Substance if you haven't, and then comment below because I would love to hear what your thought is. If you didn't like it, I really want to hear why you didn't like it. I want to know what it is for you. But I also want to hear if you did love it and share that together. This was definitely a for me. I think all the nominations are right for it. I think my one qualm would be costume design and production. I think that they always go for grander things, or if the costumes are from a period of some sort. Like this had a specific vision, a specific design. The sets were specific in their colors, the costumes with that. I think that needs to be looked at more. That like these two marrying ideas, the costumes with the production design, and I think that the Substance really does that. That would be my one qualm of the nominations. See, that's kind of my Aaron's review for this, but really it's just more my erroneous thought about The Substance. But again, if you want to see my full review, it's really short. It's right down there. I think hopefully it's down there. We'll see. But I'll link it in some way so you can watch, or it's in my videos. I have a whole 31 Days of Horror playlist. Go to that. You can check it out in there. Happy award season.